12 years that I've been here entertaining you on television. Welcome to Hot Topics, Sharina Hudson. Getting out of my car with my money. Good morning, Journey. She'll be almost I think she'll be 3 next month, don't you know? Good morning, Kelvin. It's my truth.
So I'm not going to take a lot of time because, I'm getting emotional. And I told myself I wasn't going to do this. Nobody, and I mean nobody, will ever bring the energy, the charisma, the passion, the expertise, the talent, and whatever else you want to call it, like you seen Kelvin Hunter and my ex, Wendy Williams, and the team that was behind us. And I mean the whole team. That includes my current lady now.
Not Sharina Hudson trying to make it seem like Wendy Williams is responsible for her struggles, while Wendy has been battling health issues and lying in a hospital bed for the past 2 years. Wendy has been fighting an uphill battle, focusing on her health and stepping away from the public eye to take care of herself. We all miss our queen of gossip, the true queen of all media. But the one person missing Wendy the most is none other than that leech, Sharina Hudson. Ever since those alimony checks dried up, she and Kevin have been struggling to maintain the lifestyle they grew so accustomed to. On Wendy's dime, no less, rumor has it their relationship is barely hanging on by a thread, and they're reportedly living separately. This is definitely not what Sharina envisioned when she got involved with Kevin more than 15 years ago, back when Wendy was a megastar in her prime. What a mess.
Stopped communicating in February of 2010 because he got upset that his mistress, now baby mama, Sharina Hudson, a.k.a. Nikki, from Columbia, South Carolina, drop on the clues bombs for the 803. He got upset because he thought I was trying to hook his mistress up with my homeboy Wax. Think about that. Big grown-ass married Negro from Brownsville, Brooklyn, supposed to be some thorough-ass hood dude, upset because he thinks I'm trying to hook his side chick up with my homeboy. Does that not make him a grade A sucker? A clown of legendary proportions. Now, the reason I have never had no smoke for Wendy is, number one, I feel sorry for her because she was an abused woman on various levels, and two, I know Kelvin didn't go to Wendy and say, yeah, we don't rock with Charlamagne anymore because he tried to hook his side chick up with my homeboy. So you just...
Big red flag. He's a walking disaster, and Miss Sharina Hudson is right there with him. For over 15 years, the two of them have been living their best lives off Wendy Williams' hard-earned money. They even had the audacity to have a child and play house, fully expecting Wendy's career and businesses to keep funding their fantasy lifestyle forever. Wendy once said, "I'd come in, my eyes puffy from crying, and still do the show." When asked if she ever wanted to respond to the betrayal, she admitted, "I knew I would, but I had to get my ducks in a row. I knew a lot of things for years, but my son was at home. It wasn't fair to him. I wasn't going to uproot his life, move zip codes, and have him switch schools while he was just making friends. Now that her son is away at college, Wendy is focusing on herself. The person I am now is very single." During his time with Sharina, Kevin showered her with gifts, pouring Wendy's money into their lavish lifestyle. He splurged on a $215,000 gold Ferrari, diamond necklaces, a $5,200 Chanel bag, and, let's not forget, a $795,000 home for him and Sharina. He even funded her failed ventures, like a clothing line and a vegan restaurant, none of which survived. All of it came at Wendy's expense, while she worked tirelessly to build her empire. The audacity of these two is beyond words.
Come in, my eyes would be puffy from crying. I would do the show.
And was there a part of you that wanted to respond to it?
I knew that I would, but I had to get my ducks in a row. It's like I knew a lot of things for years.
Right.
You see,
you knew about this double life.
I knew a lot of things for years, but my son was at home. It wasn't fair to him. You know, I'm not going to grab his hand and flee the scenes and move zip codes. Now he has to move high schools and stuff like that. He's just making friends. So now he's away in college. And the person that I am now is very single because he's not living with me. He goes to school in Miami.
Instead of trying to make something work, or at least saving some of the cash Kevin was recklessly throwing her way, Sharina Hudson was busy living it up. She splurged on expensive things, indulged in luxury vacations, and acted as if the money train would never stop. When she and Kevin first got together, he reassured her that he would never leave Wendy, so Sharina felt secure in their arrangement. Even after Wendy finally kicked Kevin out for good, he promised Sharina that everything would be fine. At the time, he was still receiving around $250,000 per month after the divorce and was set to collect $10 million over time for his role as Wendy's manager and executive producer of The Wendy Williams Show. Sharina thought she had struck gold, but what she really ended up with was a grown man with no backup plan. Kevin had no savings, no successful investments, no advanced degrees to rely on, no retirement fund, and no strong industry connections willing to take a chance on him. Instead of a jackpot, she got a liability.
Well, I had to in the beginning because I loved him. I was in love with Kevin. I loved Kevin. You saw the movie. I loved Kevin with desperation. Not because I wanted to be loved, but because I am my parents' daughter.
Yeah.
You know, I was raised to have my own money, but the bigger thing is that no matter what you do regarding a career, Wendy, and putting on lipstick and applying, you know, your skills in the kitchen, you want to have the white picket fence, and you want to have children, and you want to have, and this is how I was raised. There was really no option in my mind, and it still isn't. Being married is the holy grail, but there was a lot behind the scenes, and I'm very confident in my feelings towards Kevin initially, how I felt towards him in the middle, why it took me so long to divorce him, and that I want love.
Everything about Kevin's life was tied to Wendy being his provider, and neither he nor Sharina ever thought their luck would run out, especially not so soon. But since those alimony checks from Wendy dried up, the pair has been hit with a harsh reality check. In 2022, Kevin went to court demanding that his alimony payments resume. He claimed he couldn't sustain his lifestyle or even meet basic needs without them. He admitted he was behind on car insurance and credit card payments and couldn't afford the $600 monthly homeowner association fee for his property. His financial woes were so dire that foreclosure loomed over his home. However, the judge essentially said, Wendy's got 99 problems and Kevin ain't one. Kevin's struggles certainly aren't Wendy's or Sharina's problem anymore. Once Kevin put the house on the market and accepted an offer, Sharina allegedly packed up her things, took their daughter, and moved back in with her mother. From what's known, she hasn't filed for child support yet, but even if she wanted to, Kevin has no money to give. Her best chance at cash is probably selling those Chanel bags and diamond necklaces he gifted her, because Kevin isn't writing any checks anytime soon. The Ferrari Kevin bought her? Gone. The vegan restaurant she started? Failed and permanently closed. Sharina has reportedly wiped all pictures of Kevin from her social media, and it looks like he did the same. However, as of now, they still follow each other on Instagram, a small thread holding together what's left of their relationship. Meanwhile, Kevin continues to drag Wendy and everyone else involved in her finances. He's even asked for access to her bank records, claiming she can't be broke. But let's be real, Kevin's chances of getting anything from Wendy are slim to none. Reports suggest Wendy's dementia has worsened to the point of permanent incapacitation. With all her finances now controlled by a legal guardian, this situation is even more troubling considering Wendy has an adult son who is fully capable of looking after his mother, yet her affairs remain in the hands of someone else. It's a heartbreaking and complicated mess, but one thing is clear: Kevin's freeloading days are over.
Kevin was on the block. Kevin is not a high school graduate. Kevin was a block dude from Brownsville, Brooklyn. And you know what I mean when I say on the block.
Right.
And he'd never had a job with a pension plan. And he had never had a job where he can walk into the bank and, you know, have not just, you know, a check cashing place to cash a check for something, or only cash because he's working the block, you know. And I fell in love with him. And when I got this talk show, it seemed only natural that he would be my executive producer along with me. Now, my position was more powerful than his, you know, because I was the host and a more powerful say in being an executive producer, because no matter what he would say to me about how he wanted things to go, when those double doors open, I knew it was just me. And during commercial, he'd come out and sometimes he would talk to me to tears. and my staff would see it, but it's okay. I just busted off the story I wanted to bust off, and I'll deal with him later. Baby or no baby, mistress or no mistress, I outgrew Kevin. I outgrew him. I outgrew him personally, and I outgrew him professionally. The baby and the multiple women that he cheated with just made it even.
As usual, people have some strong opinions about this whole situation. Some say they will take all her money. Her son should be the one in charge to take care of his mom. Her sister Wanda should step in. Others are less kind, with comments like, Sharina H. Hudson, you raggedy expletive, we wish you nothing but the worst. And double F Kevin Hunter's evil behind too. Neither of you will ever see heaven's gates. Another person added, Sharina wasn't dating Kevin. She was dating Wendy through Kevin. She didn't want the man, she wanted Wendy's money. But seriously, baddies, what do you think about all this? Is Kevin out of line for still pushing for those alimony payments? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe because we've got more tea to spill. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, baddies.